Well, we have
I would say
cemeteries.
yes, it does, because of some of the cemetery, like she said, just said, some of the cemeteries out of here, you can go into them and see people that have served way back when, before our time. Let's put it that way. And 'cause when I had a dog and I walked around a lot, I used to go to Mount Hope Cemetery with the dog and make a big circle around the cemetery, and I would stop and look at headstones, especially if it was a veteran's headstone.
People are proud of their town, and they represent it. If they need it in any, capacity, if they're asked to do something, I think a lot of people come forward, and that makes a big difference.
Well, everybody had a job in those days, and people weren't driving into Boston. We had this unique area of making jewelry, and there were just jewelry factories all over. And that enabled people to have 1 and 2 jobs if they wanted them. There was always jobs, and it kept the town close. It kept people that knew each other well.
I would say mainly the diversity. We are a welcoming town, and that's huge.
I agree with Sandy. I think with the diversity, and I know with our church, which was French Canadian, and I could see there's a lot.
Talking about Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart Church. I can see there's a lot of people from different nationalities who are welcomed with open arms. So that's, I think, is the welcoming, just diversity and just welcoming people.
A lot of construction. Too much, I think. Every piece of land that's available, somebody wants to put a house on it. And they got to put these huge, humongous houses that are $500,000 and up. Why?
Shopping, I think it has. As far as grocery shopping, like we all Falls Market, I said all my kids work there, And now you've got Stop and Shop and Shores. That's changed. Even before that, there was a small market that was right on the Commonwealth Avenue there at the Divide. It used to be I think it was a pharmacy at one time, and then it was a regular grocery store until they opened the new Falls Market. But before that, it was just a small store that was there.
The downtown area, when the mall was built, we used to go downtown to J.J. Newberry's, Nifty Nook, Vigoritos. There were a lot of stores downtown. I think there was more things to do. I remember when I was, actually go back into high school now. When I was in high school, we used to go across the street to Sales Dairy, and we'd all have something to drink, or we'd go downtown and the what are they called? Soda jerks, I think, at the time. Remember, used to drink like cherry Coke. That was my favorite.
Like I said, there were no car dealerships. Everything was small. It was a town. It was a real small town when I got here, and it was one of those things where you felt at home right away.
Open your eyes, open your ears, and open your mouth.
Yep.
You're upset with something?
Let people know about
Go
it.
to town hall. Make an appointment. Tell them what's going on. And you don't have to say my life, but what's going on all around you. People have to know in order to fix something.
I think they need to be involved in the town. Don't be afraid to speak up. I think that's helpful.
I think they should strive for going on for a better education, not just quit at high school. And then, like Marilyn said, get involved in what's going on in the town and try to help out.
It's important to know what's going on in your town, in your family, all different kinds of ways, to stay tuned in. You gotta just be part of things.
I agree with Sandy too. You need to get involved. Working for a nonprofit, it's so hard to get people to join your organization and to help out and again shape your organization, shape your town, your country.
Kind of follow a dream. If they have a dream, go after it, and and learn how to talk to people again. I think in the last 10 or 15 years, within the internet and everything, people don't converse together.
Celebrations, fireworks,
Yeah. Big celebration. Big
Have
celebration.
food trucks.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because it's dangerous times right now. That really scares me. I don't like the way our systems are all changing. I don't like the way things are being taken away from people that really need the care and the help with their families. It's disturbing times.
To see the changes in the country, hopefully they're going to get better. Everybody's hoping for that, but they got to work towards it too. Make sure things, vote for the right people and help your own town so that they see the improvement and then it helps another town to go by that.
Just to celebrate what happened 250 years ago. We've come a long way, but we need to recall where we came from, how it all started.
This country, first of all, it's the best in the world, have really appreciated the fact that America has always been on the cutting edge of almost everything. I think that we need to go back a few dozen years where people actually liked each other and listened to each other. I think that's the biggest change in America right now that I miss.
Well, it's hopefully patriotic throughout the country and knowing the sacrifices other people in the country had to make to get us this far.
Well, my grandfather, my mother was brought up in North Attleborough, and he started the Falls AC. And I knew my uncles and everybody that from North Attleborough at that time. And her father-in-law was one of them. Matter of fact, we went in yesterday, a whole bunch of us, because one of them said, "You want to go to the Falls AC?" And I said, "Sure." So we all went, and there wasn't too many guys in there anyway, but then as we left, the bar was full. I said, I wonder what my grandfather thought about that.
I've lived in North Attleborough my whole life. I remember living at my parents had a third floor apartment at my grandparents' house on Bank Street. And then when I was 8 years old, they moved to Dean Court. I remember when I was younger, I remember a lot of cold winters. And we would have so much snow. I remember building an igloo in front of the house, and that was a lot of fun. We also, I remember sledding. They used to close Leonard Street, and we could, during the winter, and we could take our sleds and go sliding down there. There was also another spot called Bunny Hill that was on Pleasant Street.
My earliest was not being able to get around anywhere easily. I grew up in Quincy where you could get anywhere from anywhere. I remember talking to my neighbor and saying, "How do I get here? How do I get there?" And thankfully, she would take me around and show me all the different streets and how they connected. But it was very confusing for me.
I think the people. the closeness of them compared to other towns and that. I think there's always things available for them, you know, if they want to participate, especially like the new senior center. It's fantastic. I think we're getting more people that are coming now than before.
As Marilyn said, it's the people. It's the family ties. There's just so many people that you're related to. Sometimes you meet people and start discussing the families and realize that you're a second or third cousin down the line.
I think that just the changeability of it. When you live in other places, it's not that they stagnate. It's just that they don't change as much. At least not while I was living, other places. Mm-hmm. As I said, North Attleborough has changed tremendously from an active town center to a lot of empty stores, and thankfully now they're all coming back again. I think that the Dana program has helped a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm thrilled with a lot of the different places now that have grown up and North Attleborough has accepted. Local people who have started businesses and they're thriving, adapting to various nationalities and religions and all that kind of stuff.
Because it's not Attleborough. Attleborough is a city, and I think we have the town, aspect of that, welcoming.
Things were so different back then. We were close to the church, we were close to the schools, we were close. It was a fantastic area to be in.
Lots of kids playing outside all the time. There were always children to play with, hide and go seek, dodgeball, was roller skating on the sidewalks, skating at the reservoir. We'd go through the woods up by the railroad track from Broadway. There was always something going on, but you don't see the children out in the yards the way they did then. We're always outside till we'd get called in for meals and back outside we'd go.
I remember skating on the Falls Pond. All my kids did too, and swimming over there.
It was a very simple time. I went to school at Sacred Heart, and small classes, very nice. I remember back in those days, we went outside on the playground and play hopscotch or dodgeball or something like that. We didn't have any playgrounds at the time. I used to go play at Community Field.
I think it was very busy. I think all the stores seemed to, have something different in them. And I was there for the big fire that took down a building, in the center, the Oddfellows building, I think it is. And so living in close proximity, I've always liked it because I can walk to Town Hall, North TV, and then up to the library and not have to drive.